тебя зовут? Ты в прямом эфире. Пилим словно Netflix прямо на квартире. Пофиг сколько денег, пофиг сколько тачек. Главное, что был дома охуенный хавчик. Как тебя зовут? Ты в прямом эфире. Пилим словно Netflix прямо на квартире. Пофиг сколько денег, пофиг сколько тачек. Главное, что был дома охуенный хавчик. Вижу дизы снизу, это из-за меня. Я не хлопнул бургер, бургер хлопнул меня. Это что за фигня? Когда-то жирный лед тонкий. Я не трогал клип, просто клип на удаленке. Я заморочился не слабо. Я поджег руку, чтоб не дать Ксюше краба. И пускай кто-то скажет, что блондинка не в соку. В интернете есть видос, где я пилю доску. Иду один по коридору. Я немного нюша, я скучаю по Егору. Ведь, конечно, он красавчик, но мне варит контент повар, охуенный хавчик.
Да, самый свежий повар, я задал тренд. Если ты не понял, это мой контент, это мой контент. Я бы вывез это сам, но я с легкостью готов отсыпать хайп по старикам. Я не хам, не. Ставишь лайк? Мне. Я поднял себя до топов, я поднял себя в цене. Я миллионер, ценю каждый твой просмотр. Да, я навал, не набираю обороты. Да, я слишком молодой, мое имя хайбист. Прямо из тиктока залетаю в плейлист. Я читаю рэп, а ты не читай мне лекции.
What's up, everybody? Wrap up time. We're gonna try giving her. Hello? Thought I heard him for a second. It's Silsa's calling. There we go.
Hello.
Yes,
Michael.
hello. Sorry about that. Apparently Zoom did a lot more damage to my machine than I thought it did. So yeah, Zoom, the Zoom meeting. So I ended up having to restart my machine and everything. So sorry about that. It's a little bit delayed, but yeah, I was just kind of in the middle of thanking you for taking time out of your day to talk with us and give us some of your perspective. And I don't know if you caught it, but I wanted to offer you kind of, you get like an open invitation to call anytime you want. You got something on your mind, doesn't have to be local. Like it can be international or whatever. You can call anytime, man. The shows, I don't know how much of the internet you do, but if you watch like YouTube, stuff like that, I can give you the channel URLs, or if you already found it, you're probably watching it or whatever. I'm sorry, say that again? Oh, yeah, right. The hacker.rehab. Yeah. Ironically, that's
you're on YouTube?
I'm sorry. Yeah. So if you go to that hacker.rehab URL that I sent you in the text message, there's like a list of about 5 or 6 different platforms that it's on, and you can click on each one, and it should bring you to it. The only one I don't have active right now is the Russian counterpart, and amazingly, I have to use a Russian exit because I get nailed with copyright complaints all the time. Because I like to play good music. You can't play good music these days in the United States. But yeah, I YouTube /NOTDAN. That's the YouTube channel. This stream, unfortunately, the technical issues that we had, I'm gonna have to restitch it back together and make it like nice and clean. So if it disappears for a day or two,
Skype?
we could do Skype. You want to do Skype?
Yeah, Skype is full. I mean, there's a radio talk show. I haven't listened to it for years. I think it's called LRN. He's based out of New Hampshire.
What was it called? LRN?
I think it's called LRN Network, but it's like 3 states, New Hampshire. I tell you, I haven't listened to it. Who knows if it's still on? I just know that it was like a local New Hampshire show. It was national. Sometimes it's national. It's about New Hampshire is the free state project for moving there because it's the most libertarian state in America.
Yeah.
And, they're pro-gun, pro-pot, pro pro personal liberty type.
I tell you what, buddy, you definitely have found the right. Well, we've kind of found each other. Our bunch is pretty much in the same boat. There's people that have varying degrees of how much they agree with stuff, but myself personally, I'm pro gun. I'm pro whatever you want to do, as long as it doesn't harm or impact me. And I think that's the ethos.
As long as you're not taking away somebody else's freedom, right?
That's exactly right.
I'm a libertarian guy, follow Ron Paul. God bless him. I hope he's going to still say jokes every day.
Yeah.
I follow Ron Paul and Rand Paul, libertarian type people. But once again, all politics is local. There's not much you can really do on a national level at this moment. You've got, at least here in California, you have Feinstein and Harris. They're Democrats. Your House Representatives people here in Santa Clara, that's kind of edgy, I believe. Everywhere we turn, it's a Democratic machine, whether you're a Democrat or not. It doesn't matter. It's like a one-party state. So,
yeah.
There's not a balance of things. When people complain about Texas or other southern states, we have plenty of Democrats there, but they balance out with their Republicans. You're not going to give a one-party state. It makes it start to shoot itself, doesn't it? The Democratic Party is just starting to shoot itself.
So the interesting part is that's actually why I kind of started this little adventure, is because, the writing's on the wall as far as how the states are separating. Everything is stale. It's a two-party system. There's believers out there that want to believe that we can get a third-party candidate in there, and I would love a third-party candidate to get elected, but I'm a realist, and I know it's not going to happen, at least anytime soon. But we can bring the fight local, and that's where it counts. With the gerrymandering and all that stuff, that's what we need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, so, there was I don't know how old you are, or how much you study politics or whatever. It's pretty darn astute, but there was I don't know, you know who Kip O'Neill was? He was the Speaker of the House.
The line is really quiet. I can barely hear you, buddy. I'm sorry.
That's right. Kip O'Neill is?
What?
Kip O'Neill. He was a politician.
I
said it best. All politics is over.
All politics is bad, did you say?
That's true. All politics is local.
It is, yeah. I mean, like, local is... I was told this by an NSA agent, actually. And I was told this in 2014, 2015, that it's not going to matter who's president in the coming decades. What's going to matter is what happens in your own backyard locally. And he was kind of narcissistic and kind of like a jackass, but I'll be damned if he wasn't right. I mean, the fight really has come local, and that is what matters. What matters is who is in direct control of our small little pockets of America. And if we don't recognize that collectively, the corporations are going to get ahead of that game too, and we're going to be yet again beholden to more corporate dictatorship, which is all this is at this point, is a corporate dictatorship. I think.
The corporation, they took over California a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, that much is very clear.
I don't know how much is left, especially after COVID. He's going to buy up all the facilities. He's going to be operating restaurants, retail, all of these places.
Hey, buddy. I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't want to say your first name. But did you want to like, do you have a few minutes to talk on Skype? Because I could try and get a Skype call going, or even Google Voice, Google Hangouts. But it's just like I can barely hear anything. It's like,
you know what? It might be my headset. My headset's not bad. So
oh, I didn't realize you had a headset on. Yeah.
whatever. I'll tell you what. I mean, you can. When's your next show?
It'll be, so usually we do it, actually we usually do it Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Okay.
But I do it ad hoc when needed. So obviously the city council is not going to get together at 6 p.m. on Saturday. So today I'm doing a show during the afternoon. If you want, let's text. We'll figure something out, and maybe we'll do something during the week. I can hear that you have family in the background. I don't want to interrupt anything.
I'm at the beach. Right now. Kids running everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you enjoy your time, you kids. I can't thank you enough.
I'm by myself.
Oh.
By myself. Listen up. Look, it's next Saturday at 6 p.m. is totally doable.
Okay.
And then after every city, I listen to every city council. Yeah, if you listen tomorrow,
Oh, you do? Oh, that's awesome.
You'll probably hear me unless they block me. But I want them to block me because I'll always use another number.
Well, I tell you what, we're not discussing caller ID is not a crime, but I can tell you there's many ways to fry a fish when it comes to that kind of thing so that they can't block you.
I've already done it. The thing is, I want them to know. When they see my phone number,
well,
they usually just call out the last digit, or whatever.
I would be willing to say that the Hacker Rehab family might be willing to stack the phone lines with you at the front, and when they don't take your call, we can patch you through repeatedly over and over. That might be funny.
The reason why I want my phone number to show,
yeah,
I want them to see, they're like, oh, that guy, they hate that.
Why don't we make it so that your phone number calls 20 times in a row? Like,
I could do that.
yeah, I mean, and like, I'm there's a little bit of brevity here. Obviously, I'm joking a little bit. I actually don't even know how legal that is, but what I'm trying to say is we all had a big laugh at you gave it to him good. You asked the right questions, and we all kind of laughed on the stream, and we said we got to get that guy, and it was fun talking with you, man. I really appreciate it. I gotta tell you, even though that was the most boring thing I've ever sat through on a Zoom call, it was well worth it because I got to talk with you. Did you want to share your first name with everybody?
Yeah.
Nah. All right. How about let's do. You got a nickname?
Yeah, that's it. Taxpayer. I like taxpayer because the college.
Taxpayer. All right. You are taxpayer. Well, you got one up on me because the IRS is not terribly happy with me lately. Anyways, we're going to move on because they may be recording this.
IRS, always keep in touch with them. I recommend anyone in trouble with the IRS, get an account, do your taxes yearly. Don't mess around.
Hey man, I'm 4 or 5 years behind, brother. I'm not doing so good. But I am trying to fix it. It's just it's a rough situation. I've been through a lot of shit lately. Are you on Twitter by any chance?
Yeah, but
If you don't want to give it out, if you at least want to DM me, it's just NOTDAN, and just give me a hey, how's it going, and that way I know it's you. And yeah, we can. This is a cool show. You were definitely, as people are saying in the chat, you're the highlight of the show. I can't thank you enough, and man, oh man, crazy times we live in, but not so bad. Good times. All right, buddy. All right, you take care. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, taxpayer, that was amazing. We have a new show, buddy. I'm a big fan. I think it's important to reiterate something about this show and about me. I'm not, and sorry for the delay and shit. I honestly don't know what the fuck is going on. I think the USB bus I tapped it out. I must have plugged something in, and it's tapping out the bandwidth on my USB bus. Anyways, that aside, I don't discriminate against people if they're Trump supporters, if they're Hillary supporters, if they're whatever the fuck. I don't care. I don't let that stuff get in the way of humanity and like talking and having a conversation. I don't know if he's a Trump supporter or not. I would guess he would maybe be Trump leaning, but that's just a pure guess. That's a generality guess. Even if he is, brilliant, funny, fiery guy. And those are the kind of people I dig, man. That's like, you guys are all awesome in your own ways, and not the exact same way as him, but you're all awesome, and that's why I love you all. And I can't thank you enough for joining the show every week, and even sometimes more than once a week, like right now, where we're doing a show during the weekdays. This was a very odd get to know your local government show, but it ended up pretty cool, man. I gotta say, taxpayer is probably my new favorite character on the show. As always, we remember that we're characters, individuals and hosts, not just a host, but we're characters. We're playing roles for entertainment and educational purposes only. Any discussions that take place which refer to names or real places, events, or otherwise are coincidental and don't have any basis in truth or reality. The events discussed during this show are based on a fictional parallel timeline, often referred to as clown reality or Jesus Christ, am I in a coma? Any similarities to real life persons, places, events, or things are coincidental, and this is an entertainment show. It's not to be taken seriously at any level. It's just not. So stop if you are. Because it's not. It's seriously not meant to be taken seriously. I'm going to turn some of these animations off because I have a feeling that's a little bit of a problem. Sorry for all the glitches. I really am. I knew there was a problem with OBS and Zoom, but I thought, well, within a year, they might have figured their goddamn thing out. Turns out they haven't. So what I'll do next time is actually that I will run on a separate PC. I'll RDP to that. Or this is your show too, fam. If you guys want to run a shared desktop just with the Zoom call and share it for me so that I can put it up on the screen, that'd be cool, because that would help me out a lot. Like, in the sense that it would prevent the crashing and the restarting of the stream and all that other fucking garbage that happened tonight. Let's read chat. Let's get the chats going one last time. Oh God, this is such a frustrating show from my point of view. Like, I'm holding it together, but goddamn, I wanted to scream so many times. So pissed. So pissed. That's the ASMR of an angry person. Fucking pissed. Anyways, in my country, the left won the election. This is my app. Oh, what's my app? Like, in my country, the left won the election last time. Okay, the right got in because the left didn't have enough candidates. That's hilarious. That's actually a huge problem in Arizona, and I don't want to assign homework. You've been through enough this week, but I was gonna say you might want to check the news out, because there is a very interesting news article that goes over the fact that Arizona no longer a red state. It's a purple state. It's been a purple state since I moved there. It was all me that did it. But no, it's seriously, it's a purple state. It could go either way. It's a swing state. And I think that's really interesting, because the farmers no longer have control. That's the only reason that state went red, by the way. The city, I'm a minority, believe it or not. I like the dick, right? But I never got fucked with once in Arizona, in Phoenix. Never. Not once. In fact, I've been messed with more, at least 5 times, discriminated against in New York than I have in Arizona. Keep that in mind. Blue states ain't so blue all the time. Somebody wrote they can throw up a box for me. Hell yes, my dude. Yes, please. Dude is non-binary, by the way, so fuck you if you want to say something about that. Hangouts over Discord, I totally agree. A taxpayer wanted to do Skype. I actually literally don't have a Skype account. I created a Skype account to talk to some of my disposable SMS buddies in Russia, but I didn't feel like getting involved in international conspiracy to commit fraud is what it came down to, and I think that's what they might have been doing, so I bailed on that. If I end up doing any of the SMS stuff, I'm just gonna do it myself, and that way I know that I'm not like accidentally fucking criming. What else we got in chat? City council meeting was you almost got me, but it was. That's like why our province is conservative. Yeah, it's gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is, for those of you that don't know, gerrymandering is a term that basically you draw an arbitrary line through the state in various places that make racial sense to you as a party that will get you votes. And I'm not joking. If you look at the way the lines are drawn in the United States of America, it's largely racial based. Many claim that it's financial based, and perhaps it is, but perhaps it's both, right? Maybe it's both. Yeah, I got a lot of Russian buddies. There's some Russian buddies in here, I guarantee it. I have no problems with the Russians. I have a problem with Putin. Fuck you, Putin. Big fuck you to Putin. I'm not a fan of Putin fucking around with our elections. I'm not a fan of him currently fucking with our elections. And our neutered government not doing a goddamn thing to fix it. It just keeps going to the same refrain, which is, let's stop worrying about what's happening at the federal level and let's start taking action at home where it matters. That's kind of all I got for the politics. I know I come across as being pretty political in a lot of these conversations. And if you guys want to keep hanging, I actually did have that one thing that I wanted to do. I forget what it was offhand, but I'm pretty tired actually. So like I could go either way. If you guys can remember what it is in the next like minute, I'll do it. But otherwise, I think we're going to wrap. But actually, no. I promised I would do it because it's kind of one of those 0-day things where I'm not going to air this. And you're going to see it once. And by the way, kudos to keeping the last thing that we did relatively under wraps. I did notice that somebody fucking did a disclosure to a different company, though. Not too excited about that piece. Can you please not? In fact, punishment for doing that? No 0 days today. Also, I literally just cannot fucking remember what I was gonna do. I think it had something to do with the SMS, disposable SMS. You guys got the Twilio link from Amazon, right? You guys got the HTTP post thing, we'll call it. And that's a good one, OPSEC. And there was one other thing that you got. Oh, there it is. The O-Day. Yeah, we can go over that. We'll go over that real quick, unless you guys don't want. If you want to bail on this stream, it's been a long stream. Oh, it's only been a half hour. What the fuck? Did I take a fucking Ambien or something? God damn. Time's all weird for me right now. It's not a good thing. All right. Let's take a look at the most current O-Day. And you did miss O-Days apparently. Because there's been 3 so far. And what the O-Day is, and I'm going to explain it to you guys because literally you're the only ones left in the stream. I think even the bots have gone, haven't they? Let's take a look. No, the bots are still there. The fuck? Why do you always show off when I fall asleep? Well, don't worry about it. This is just a recap one. So, you may have noticed me gloating on Twitter essentially about jacking some motherfuckers named swaplab.io. Now, backstory on this, I'm gonna give you real quick. These people stole approximately $1,500 from me. Now, it was $1,000 time, but it's 1,500 now, and I adjust for inflation. So, let's pull up my account, Twitter account, that is. I want to make it crystal clear. I committed. God damn it! Are you fucking serious? I hate that it uses Chromium because it makes all my Chrome instances fucking just dog ass slow. So now I have to wait 5 minutes while this closes a single fucking tab. Oh, good lordy. So swaplab.io. Now, swaplab.cc. Look at how slow my fucking machine is running, dude. It's all there's probably 50 Chromium tabs running right now. Not an exaggeration either. So, swaplab.cc. Long story short, I was looking for you guys, by the way. I was looking for non-KYC AML coin exchange servers that exist. And while I was doing that, I actually was like, oh shit, I actually need to fucking do an exchange. And so I did. And I did it on my list. When I did the list, I have never used SwapLab before, so this was actually a test of it. Stupidly, I shouldn't have done a 0.1 BTC for a test. I should have done 0.01, but whatever. So these guys at swaplab.cc, anyways, February 3rd, they've known about it since. February 3rd. It's a year. It's basically almost a year. This site, swaplab.io, has been allowed to continue to operate in a fashion which it looked, you can't see it now because I fucking wrecked their shit, but basically the site looked exactly like the other site, and when it like operated well, it was actually a really impressive phishing site. I thought it was great architecturally, but not so great in the fact that they stole from me, and so they had to be destroyed. What I did is a thing that I can't fully describe for a few reasons, but I'm going to describe it as close as I can. I caused them a lot of pain, server-wise, not physical. We don't bring this into the physical world unless we get over $10,000. Then we bring it into the physical world. Swaplab.io had issues at every hosting provider they went to. And you can read into that however you want to. I sent emails. I sent lots of things. That should get the point across, right? And so what happened is they exposed themselves. There was a tweet that I wrote. I said something like, if you cause disruptions with your adversary enough, they'll eventually expose their entire infrastructure. Because what SwapLab had to do is change their DNS to point to the new servers so that they could continue ripping people off. I repeated this process enough times to see that they had at least 20 servers, I want to say, stacked and ready to go to rock and roll and just rip people off. Oddly, they didn't do any of the traditional hiding. They didn't hide where you would think they would hide. And I'm not going to say it just on the off chance that they might be watching. But there's some pretty obvious places that they could have probably lost me. They probably could have lost me. But they didn't. They were stupid. They were fucking really dumb. And so this is what you get for being dumb and a criminal. So eventually I pushed them into a corner where they had no choice but to with a company that I had a bit of control over. And then I proceeded to do this. And now swaplab.io, I believe I set the TTL on this DNS record to be a week. So even if they do happen to get this infrastructure back, good luck, guys, because this shit is fucking... This is cached with Google. It's cached with, let's see, dig a swap lab. It's cached with Google. It's cached with, I don't even know if I've ever seen a weak TTL before, but I looked it up, and that's the longest you can make it. So there's that weak TTL pointing to my server, and it will literally take a week for this A record to expire from the last time it's accessible, which means that they're offline for at least a week. Now, it's a DNS hijack, no self. The other thing I was able to do is take over their Google presence, right? And fuck these people, by the way. They have no rights in the USA, none at all. They ran exclusively on Russian and Chinese and Indian infrastructure. We do not have any legal partnerships with any of those, with the exception of India, but India is not going to give a fuck about this. Oh, I hacked a scam site. Put them on. Like, I'll go to jail for that one. Watch me actually go to jail for it now. Anyways, anything that was done... I don't like using the word destructive because it wasn't destructive, but anything that somebody might like point at, say, you were being destructive. No, it wasn't. But if you want to call it that, call it that. It never hit a US network once. And like, we're talking, I exhaustively did trace routes to make sure that it did not traverse anything to do with anything United States, Canada, any of the 18 billion eyes. Where was I going with that? I guess just saving my ass, right? The only other thing I want to do is I might fuck around and like make this look prettier, but really I have no interest in doing anything other than I have to do this in a different window. I am tailing the I can't type and talk. Come on, Dan, are you serious? But I really can't. I'm terrible at it. So hang on. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's such a stupid fucking thing to have an issue with. All right. So is potential victim averted. DuckDuckGo is still heavily giving out referrals to the site. Also, I took the emergency removal off Google because I wanted to see just how much traffic was actually coming from Google. Because I did this thing that you can do. Oh, let me show you. These are all neat little web tricks that you probably should know about. In fact, I used this when there was a issue with a blogger one time to completely wipe anything to do with me off the internet. And it actually worked. I repopulated again, obviously, but I didn't have to. I could have left everything gone. So I canceled, request canceled, right? But look at this. Temporary removals, outdated content, safe search filtering, new request. And I have enough telemetry now that I can do this. So we'll just do swaplab.io. And since I own the DNS to this already, well, that means I can do whatever the fuck I want. How did I verify that I own swaplab.io? I do own it. For all intents and purposes, I do. And so remove entire site from the Google index. Are we going to do this so that when you Google Swaplab, I think they're number 2. It's fucking insane how high they are. And this is just on Google. Like I said, DuckDuckGo. Look at this. Swaplab.io. They're 3rd. Within an hour of me doing this right here, gone. It'll be 3 hours actually. And that's what that tweet meant. The other tweet that I did a little earlier. You got to do HTTP and HTTPS. Why? I have no fucking idea, and I don't really care. As long as it works, I don't care. Taking bad guys off the internet, not really my cup of tea. I'm not really usually a white knight, but when you cost me money, I suddenly start caring quite a bit more. And so that's it. This emergency remove will keep them off of Google for at least 6 months. So not only have they been completely fucked by my week-long DNS TTL, but once they actually get that fixed, if they ever do, good luck getting back on Google and subsequently all the other search engines, because you're banned from them for 6 months. And that is about as much as I think I can tell you. Oh, fuck, you can't see my screen. Well, thank you for telling me. Let's fucking redo that a little bit with maybe a little more screen. Sorry. I think I forgot to eat or something. Like, I feel really fucked up. Damn. I'll show you the important stuff. So this is the tail of access.log. As you can see, active people coming in from DuckDuckGo still. This is when you search SwapLab. They're the 3rd result on Google. Not cool at all. They used to be higher, but a lot of their shit's missing because I already wiped them off, but then I brought them back for a minute just to actually do this demo. And then here's the removals. You would normally do this. I don't know if it's going to let me... how could I do this? Let's try... Oh, okay. Let's try www.swaplab.io. Remove all URLs with this prefix. Remove the entire site. Why, yes. Goodbye. 6 months. Good luck. If they somehow overcome all of the countermeasures that I've put in place to keep their asses offline, I'll be there watching. Like, I have alerts set now to see if it ever comes back in the Google indexes and to see if the servers ever get janked back. It's possible to do. But I don't think they're going to. Interestingly, about this whole saga, when you start saying 20 servers on standby, I start thinking, this could be a little bit bigger than just one geek in a basement. I personally believe it probably was a APT group. I'm guessing not a very skilled one, but it looks Chinese or Russian, possibly Indian. It's one of those three. It's Chinese though. It has to be Chinese. Just because there was such a high volume of Chinese ties and Chinese servers that they kept using, that, yeah, it just makes sense. Like, it just does. And yes, no self, they probably will use the different TLD. They'll probably use different TLD, and I will have an exciting time recreating this for you live. Because I actually did an episode of this, believe it or not, of me doing all the things that I did, and I never aired it except for on one place, and then I deleted it immediately. But I've thought it over. I've done the calculations. I'm not doing anything illegal. None of this is illegal. It's just not. Like, if the CFAA applied to Russia or China or any of our other adversaries, literal adversaries in an information warfare, I might be a little bit more concerned and maybe wouldn't be showing you this. However, get wrecked, bitches. There ain't shit you can do. Besides the black bagging, which no self said. But I'm ready for you if you want to try that. I don't think I got anything else. Like, that's it. It's I don't know. Did I take away the magic of it? Like, it's not as super elite as you might think, but it was certainly fucking effective. And I have faith that it'll work forever. I don't think they're ever coming back for this. I think they gave up. Maybe they'll come back in a couple months. Who knows? And actually, it's funny you bring that up, no self, because there is a thing called search stream. And now that you mention it, I'm going to watch search stream with a grep filter, and we're going to look for swap lab from, and I could use your help on this too. Anybody that's got some servers, free time, all that, check out, actually, it might not be a bad idea for Hacker Rehab to put together a little bit of a task force to watch all of the exchanges and look for fraudulent exchanges popping up. XORs did a wonderful write-up, and let me show you a picture of it. It's it basically picks out any of the sites that could be bad, could be evil, and alerts you to them. And if you're not familiar with what SearchStream is the fire hose of Let's Encrypt. Basically, every SSL certificate that gets that gets issued, it's every single one. That here, open the fire hose, and there we go. Now it's going way slower than it actually goes, but it's every single one. And so if we start seeing things like swaplab.tk or swaplab.ml, blah blah blah. All right, hack setting, hell yeah. Just do a screen session. That's all I need. Well, actually, do it XOR's way. Because he had it, or he or she. I actually still don't know if XOR's is a she or he. Do I know? Anyways, it doesn't matter. XOR's has a pretty badass way. Wow, so many people have stolen the method though. What the fuck? It's using this slurp tool, I think. Damn, I'm gonna have to find the actual article from XOR's, because a ton of people have stolen his article as his own, or as their own. Anyways, yeah, if you want to just run a screen session, it's basically just grepping that search stream for queries that you're looking for. And then if you want to get together and do the restream ingest, let's do that. That'd be awesome. I'm about tuckered out, fam. I hope you enjoyed the show. I actually had a really good time, more towards the end, I'll be blunt. But I had a good time overall. I always do. If I stop having a good time, if you stop having a good time, chances are we're both going to stop having a good time at the same time. And we're going to just stop doing this thing. But for now, things are going well. Where are they headed to in the future? I have no freaking idea. But I do want to build out PeerTube, and I want to build out our own Restream alternative, essentially, because I found that Restream was actually dropping a bunch of packets, and that's what was causing some shenanigans earlier. One more look at chat. No Self says, actually, Hex Editing said, I'll do some research on setup like a Discord hook to drop. No, you don't want to. Oh, of your server? Okay. Well, why don't you drop it to both if you can? It's going to be a lot. It really will. But I wouldn't mind it spamming one of the channels. Just like realize that when they say fire hose, they mean it. If I didn't think loading VMware right now was going to just completely fuck my machine, I would load it, which I actually am doing. I don't give a fucking shit. If it really destroys my thing, then consider it at the end of the stream. Cert stream. Nope, I don't have it installed. Cert stream. Look at how easy it is to install software on Mac OS. Buy Apple products. I'm just kidding, though. Or do you? I don't care. Do what you want. I like the ability to go down to the OS like this, though. While this boots, thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who donated to the Lymphoma Society. I was reminded of the Lymphoma Society by that asshole who was like making that some kind of joke or some shit the other day. But it actually reminded me of how cool you guys are and how cool this show is that we got that accomplished. And I really want to do a new charity. So, any ideas? Somebody said something. Who said something? Apple bad? Nah, Apple's awesome. Apple's like the best fucking computer manufacturer out there. And that's not necessarily saying they're great. That's just saying they're the best. That's like saying, no, I'm not going to make a fucking thing. Just trust me. Like, it's not necessarily a great thing. It just means that they're the best choice, in my opinion. They're not sending telemetry back that they will openly give to the government without fucking significant warrant and all this other shit. I tend to like companies like that as opposed to Google or Apple or Google or Microsoft and shit like that. Linux, you'd be surprised at how much Linux cooperates with law enforcement. If you think that your little GNU project servers are safe, you're sorely mistaken. They're run by middle-aged men that have gotten in trouble for other things computer-related and have law enforcement pressuring them to give them data. Or maybe I'm just making that all up. What do you think? Dan knows things. But Dan also makes things up. Wow. Haven't gotten that in a while. I guess we're fucked for bitrate. Ball project. Can you guys even see me anymore? I think we're fucked. Yeah. How much is the Google one? Okay. How much malware is in the Google marketplace right now? I can tell you of at least a few that I coded. Coded and signed. Put out there. Off to the sea to drift. However, it has only 2 installs in their domain. I do kind of agree that the $100 a year is pretty fucking expensive. But it does keeps the barrier to entry a little bit higher than $25 for a lifetime. $25 for a lifetime. I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but seriously, $25 for a lifetime is... Who do we got? Hex Editing, I believe, explained it to me best. The difference between financial systems when it comes to the USA and other countries like other countries is so drastic that $25 is doable for the entire world, whereas $100 a year ain't. And I think that's probably the best way to maybe recycle what he said. And I think it was Hex Editing. Maybe I'm giving credit to him, and I shouldn't be. Ah, goodness. I'm babbling without an audio music bed, and it's really pissing me off. Let's see if we saved any other people. Or am I just driving people here from my tweets? Look at that. It's a threat intel company with their tool called Anthill. I wonder what company that is. Oh, I gotta turn this VM down. It's got so much RAM and so much CPU assigned to it. But I finally booted. All just to show you one tiny stupid thing. My God, it's so slow. You know what? It's probably actually easier if I just put OBS over there. Let's do that. Display capture. There it actually is. That's more the speed of a. That's actually really slow, but it's gonna go slow because it's eating my machine alive. Come on. Anyways, so you basically just you let this run for interesting shit, and you'll find no shortage of interesting shit. Like what's Plex doing right now? They're deploying something interesting. Sounds like me. I ramble about money a lot. Do you? I haven't heard you really ramble about money a lot. What'd you guys think about the my classification of 0 day? And it says, when are we fucking in the access logs? Fuck. You guys are funny. Damn, what the hell is Plex doing? Is that all their customers? Are those all UUIDs for Plex customers? Something tells me it is. Search stream. Install it. All right. Let's see if Spotify is gonna let me play you out with some music. You've got a friend in me, friends. I hope you had a great time. I did. And Death to America. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like totally purposely stealing that from Load. No, but seriously, I really did have a good time, and I hope you did too. Check it out next time. We're gonna get our buddy Taxpayer on the show again sometime. He picked a good name because I'm gonna remember it. Like that, I have a hard time remembering names. I'm not having any hard time remembering that name. That was some random ass shit too. Anyways, you have a good night. Until next time.